Welcome
to the joy of code.
Hello, and welcome to episode 406 of The Joy of Coding. My name is Mike Conley. It's so good to have you here. Going to be live hacking on some Firefox stuff today. I don't know how it's going to go. I also just realized my mic is super hot right now. Oh, sorry about that noise. I'm just going to turn down the gain a little bit because it's coming in. We're coming in hot. So I'm just going to bring down the gain. I'm just going to try and get out of the red zone, stay in the yellow zone. Hey, thanks for being here. Also, you may notice another thing's gone wrong. I don't have my green screen behind me. It's all like blue. That is because I forgot in my rush to get out of my home, I forgot my green screen. So, because I'm in the Toronto office today. So, sorry, I won't have the sort of the cutout around me. That's okay. We're just going to work around it. So let's start by sharing my screen. What's going on today? Hey, it's Wacky Morning DJ.
It's me, Mario.
But this is the agenda. Hey, yeah, it is, it's June 18th, 2025, episode 406. A reminder, no plan survives breakfast. Maybe you're used to seeing me with the sort of the outline cut out around me. Well, not today, and we're just going to deal with it. That kind of thing, it won't survive breakfast. We're just going to roll with the punches and see how it goes. That's the first thing. The second thing, the agenda that we're looking at with all these handy-dandy links, you have access to it. If you're watching this on Air Mozilla, check out the details section over there. If you're watching this on YouTube, check out the video description down the doobly-doo. And if you're watching this on Twitch, I think it's down in the channel details. And as I update the agenda, maybe I add some text. Excuse me, this little spinning will spin, and if you reload the agenda, you'll be able to see the most recent updates. All right, let's get started. Well, the first thing I wanted to do was mention a couple of cool things. Well, first of all, there is a Firefox 140 comes out next week. That'll be very exciting. I think I showed off last week the ability to remove the add-on button from the toolbar. That is something that's been requested for a couple of years now, and I think I had mentioned the complexities of it last week. Well, that capability goes out next week with 140 to the release channel. So if you're on the release channel and you've wanted to get rid of that puzzle piece, you can do that next week after the release goes out. Also, remember that Rust module we were working on, that adult website filtering Rust module? We were porting it from the JavaScript version that had existed in the tree. Well, guess what? It landed, and it's stuck. So now, if you take a look at the source code for filter adult.sys.mjs, you'll see that it is much smaller. It's just a thin wrapper, really, around the basically the static hash set that exists. And, you know, down the line, we can choose to update that list maybe more regularly as the landscape of what we consider to be adult websites. To be clear, it's like we're just trying not to embarrass people, but so we don't want you to be like, you can go to an adult website. There's nothing wrong with that, but we don't want you to like open up a tab, and unless you've opted, like actually intentionally pinned one, we don't want it to show up inside of your top sites if we can avoid it, because we don't want to embarrass you, because that would be embarrassing. Okay, what else do we want to talk about today? Hey, I found out about something today. Maybe you knew about it already, but I only found out about it today, and I work in the browser space. JSON modules. Are you familiar with JSON modules? Check this out. So it has been possible to import script, JavaScript modules using the import command from oh man, I need English. From JavaScript modules, it has been possible to use import to bring in other modules. And over time, more capabilities have been added to import. One of those things is the ability to import JSON files statically. Well, not statically. It's not like inlining it or anything, but like it will synchronously bring in a JSON dependency, I believe. Let me see if I can show you what I mean. Yeah, you can import X from such and such with type JSON. There's got to be another example here. The reason I know about this is because I saw someone post about it, about it was like an interop thing. This is a thing that's only been recently made available across all browsers. Import with type JSON has been available in Chrome since 123, in Edge obviously since 123, in Opera since 109, and it's 138. So actually a couple releases ago, 2 releases ago, this became available in Firefox. Safari's had it since 17.2. Oh, maybe it's because I was using double quotes. No, like, come on. I want to see documentation for this. Maybe we'll look at some examples in the tree. Right. Here are some examples in some of our tools. Puppeteer. Okay. So you can. Oh, this is code from Google. Puppeteer, I guess, is a library we bring in. It doesn't look like we do this. JIT tests, so we have it in a test. I guess. Add. This is October 2024. Import A from B with type JSON. So it's like we've had this capability, and I didn't know about it, and I think that's pretty neat. I'm actually curious to know if it's available with Chrome Utils import ES module. I'd be very curious to know if it's available with that Chrome Utils, because Chrome Utils import ES module. There is an options dictionary. Global, so it's not, but maybe we could add it. And the reason it might be useful to add it is because there are some scripts that we can't necessarily use import directly in. Import ES module. So for example, in some of our tests, we have to use import ES module to synchronously bring stuff in, because browser.js is not a module. It's not loaded as a module. It's just a normal script. And so we have this sort of like special privileged way of bringing in modules this way. And it would be really nice if we could have that ability with Chrome Utils import ES module. The reason I bring that up is because I can think of one very important place where I'd want to use this. And that is built in new tab right here, where we're doing some really hacky stuff where we like I'm using like a preprocessor include to bring in some stuff, and it'd be really nice if I could just bring in this JSON file normally, and then that way this whole file could then be qualified for linting and static analysis, because right now, because this is this isn't JavaScript, this is broken as JS, but after it is the preprocessor works, it is valid JS, but as it stands in the source, it's not valid JS, so we can't run our linting tools and stuff. It'd be really nice if import ES module would maybe allow us to import JSON files this way. So let's take a look at I'm actually really curious to know if it would be easy to add support for importing JSON files this way. Can we pass the type along? Because I'd really like it if we could support doing that. That would really clean this up, and then this whole file could be cleaned up. So that's the thing I was thinking we could try doing today. And then the other thing is there's the performance optimization that we kind of stumbled on last week, where we could pause animations. I was thinking we could continue looking at that, but let's start with this first one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, I think this is going to require some binary build stuff. So hopefully I don't need to do too much binary build. Yeah, I've already got a binary build. I want to know more about how importing import JSON module. I just saw this proposal, JSON modules. Here it is, yeah. And so how this works, so it just comes in as an object. So in this particular case, foo.json. Like both of these, I guess, are equivalent. And this made it to the final, like this is done. This is shipped. So that's exciting. So let's take a look at that again. Type JSON. No. Import. Here's a Domcat. Yeah, here we go. Import. This just loads this JSON file. It doesn't actually do anything with it. This is a test. Import X as Y for module. And I guess this is all like AST stuff. I'd just like to see a really simple. Here we go. Import test accept header SJS JSON with type JSON. It returns foo true. No, I want to see something that actually does something. Yeah, import JSON, but outside of the web platform tests. Come on. All right, what about single quotes? This is, I'm not seeing a whole lot of usage is my first assessment here. All right, this is more like it. Import A from that. And what is bug 1899344? So A becomes this object. Okay, that makes sense. With type JSON. Let's now look and see how import ES module works. Eventually, it's going to get the JS module loader and pass in the options. Import ES module, registry location. And options, get module loader for options. As a global. But at what point does it as JSON? Import ES module. What does that do? Location. Do this stuff. Gets the URI. Script fetch options. Module load request. This is interesting. Options. What is script fetch options? Fetch priority, triggering principle, cores mode, nonce. No, not quite. Module load request. It's not options. No refer. Context. This just set. What does module load request take? Kind, top level, kind dynamic import. What are the different kinds? Is there anything in here about JSON? Module type, M module type, there we go. So module type. What accepts a new visited set for top level import module type? Module load request. The second argument is the module type. So maybe this is something. So like, what are the different module types? JavaScript, JSON. maybe I can update this such that it can accept a type, the module type. And then what calls import ES module? Who calls you? A couple places call us. Get actor. Okay. App runner. Import ES module. App constants. As app runner. Okay. So those we would have to like explicitly say this is going to be JavaScript. And then Chrome utils import ES module. ES module getter. Args, extract args. URI, value, decode into. I mean, the simplest thing, instead of a module getter, what calls you? ES module getter. Define ES module getter. Function with ID reserved. ES module getter ID. Define ES module getter. I see. ES module getter. Getters. And defining this module getters does take an options item at the end. So I wonder if the start is to add the kind here. And then default it to JavaScript. Now the web IDL, is there already exposed a notion of no, it doesn't look like it. Okay. So, in other words, it sounds like to support this, we are going to need to, if we want to do this, put this I think this will be an interesting exercise. I'm way outside my comfort zone right now, to be clear. But I think this will, if I can try and get this built within the next hour, I think that'd be pretty neat. Let's start with the simple case, the base case, which is to not extend defined ES module getters or define ES module getter, but to just extend import ES modules. Hey, Bitin, what's being hacked on today? Great question. I'm trying to make it possible to use import the Chrome utils mechanism for importing modules to support JSON modules, which is something that Firefox has apparently supported since 1.38, which I only learned about today. That's what I'm working on. Okay, so what I'm going to do is let's open up Chrome utils.webidl, and let's look at import ES module. So it takes this dictionary of options, and this dictionary of options, we're going to make it so that it accepts import ES module type, not target global, type. Now, how do I do defaults? Because ideally this would default to JSON. I guess people don't always pass the global. So, so maybe that's fine. Target global. and it's also going to be an enum. Enum module type. What is the standard type CSS type JavaScript? And how's it type? Or we just were looking at this, how this worked. It's module getter. Namespace. Porteus module. And the type here, module type. Unknown JavaScript and JSON. So let's take a quick peek at these patches. I'm looking to see if it's what the convention is for referring to the JavaScript variant. If it's all lowercase JavaScript, if it's JS, what is the convention? Maybe you never return, maybe you never do it. Type invalid. Module loader. Unknown JavaScript or JSON. Limit equals JSON. At some point, type is parsed to be the string is parsed. Where does that occur? Module type. When does that occur? Module request as module type. Just module type. How do we parse it? Create module type limit +1. Index module type. When did that occur where we parse the thing? Specify module request as module object. Value to module type. Here we go. Value to module type. I equals value. You turn the value to int32. So it's a number value. What? Module type to value. That's just module type. They're using a number to represent it. Module type to value. Create. If not, get module. So okay, here we go. We default to it being JavaScript, and then we try and get the get module type off of request module type. Somehow we get a number. Oh, it's the enum. It's the enum value, of course. It's the enum value. The number we get is from is that true? Is it an enum? Let's see here. Web IDL. No, this is going to be in JavaScript. Module type. Browser module types. JS source. Module object. When do we like? Module type string. Oh, here we go. It accepts JS or JSON. So now we know JS or JSON. Okay. We'll keep the, so we have to like to do document. We're going to take a type. And then in Where is it? Where was that? Import ES module in Moz JS module loader, which is called from. Who calls you? Chrome utils, right? Chrome utils. Chrome utils CPP. It's gonna pass that along. Now, what does validate do? Global. Validate. So we'll want to make sure that the and options global is passed. Value is not equal. Only global current and global are supported on worker. Okay. I don't think we need to be super strict like that. We're gonna pass those along for the module loader. And to be clear, this getting the module loader for options doesn't care about the type. It doesn't look like it cares about the type. It's here that cares about, it's down here that cares about the type. So we'll plumb the type through here. Type here. Okay. Okay, we've got a path. We've got a pathway. So let's first build what we've got. What's being hacked on today? For extensions, or am I thinking wrong? I'm thinking it is generally. This is mainly for privileged code, is what I'm hoping to build this for. Sorry, not a dictionary. Invalid syntax. Dictionary, invalid syntax for why? Why do you not like? Line 1086. So up here. Oh. It's missing a semicolon. I wish the parser was better at telling me that. Okay. So we've got our enums. Now let's take a look at chromeutils.cpp. Import ES module. Options. And get the module loader. And this is where we would compute the type. So here, I'm thinking we do like what was in one of these patches. Yeah, module type. We default to it. JS module type. Is JS module type JavaScript. And then otherwise, if the arg was passed, validate import options. If a options m type was passed, okay, was passed, we have to convert, the type to the kind, the module, the type string to the switch a options m type dot value case, then we have our dictionary here. part global is a dictionary, or is a, yeah, okay, we have the enum there. So we'll say case import ES module type JS. Fortunately, I have a feeling it's going to do that. It's probably going to capitalize it like that. That's my guess. Then we'll say module type break. Case import ES module type JSON module type equals JS module type JSON break. You know what we'll do is we'll say default. No matter what. If JS module type module type. Okay. And then we're going to pass in the module type. Registry location. Module type. So import ES module. We're going to change the definition. JS module loader and just here. Moz JS module loader. We're going to accept a constant module type. JS module type. Module here. Resource URI. What in the world? Is this overloaded? It is not. They changed the name of it from location to resource URI. Okay. Well, we'll go ahead and put that there. Now we have the module type, and we'll go ahead and pass that through here. Where's there? There was another place as well, here. All right, this may not compile, but let's find out. Oh, we were still building. Let's rebuild. So why am I doing this? I'm making it so that I'm aware of at least one place where we're executing JavaScript outside of the scope of a JavaScript module. And we want to have some, doesn't like it. Too few arguments to function call in JS Actor Manager. Okay, right. So I need to tell it to use kind. Which kind? You know what might actually be better? Is instead of having module namespace, is that an out param? Module namespace. I'm just thinking that, like, setting the module namespace. If we put this at the end, I think it's easier for us to have it be an optional argument. But maybe it's better to be more explicit. Okay, so we'll be more explicit for now until someone tells us otherwise. We'll say here, module type. Oh, sorry, what was the argument order? Module type is the third argument. Okay, I think there were a couple of other places where we'll need to fix that. All right. Oh, here's another one. JS Actor Manager on line 80. Oh, same place. No known viable conversion from... Oh, it wants it as the second argument. Did I get that wrong? Right, it's the second argument. Why did I think it was the third one? My bad. My bad. Let's try that again. Oh, now it's building. I suspect there are going to be more places, though, where we also need to update. No? Yes. Import ES module. These two places. In Chrome Utils, there's another place. Import ES module. Here. And then NS import module. And then NS app runner. And then static components. Now try building again, because I already see a bunch of places broke. Was gonna say didn't notice, but I see we're at 2 minutes now, not 43 minutes. Stream died? Oh, the stream died. Oh, sorry about that, gang. I don't know what happened there. OBS isn't reporting any dropped frames, so apparently it's not my side. I wonder if, I don't know where people are watching the stream, whether it's YouTube or Twitch or what have you, but everything's okay over here. I wonder if maybe Twitch had a hiccup or YouTube had a hiccup or Airmo, wherever you're watching it. Wherever you watch your podcasts, maybe have had a hiccup. Twitch, says Smurf D. Okay, well, I'm glad it's back. Sorry it went away. Now, I'm not particularly thrilled with we just hacked together this patch. I think it's a good conversation starter. I'm going to file here's what I'm hoping we can do. Oh, so it affected both YouTube and Twitch? That's interesting. So it might have been my repeater, the thing that feeds both YouTube, Twitch, and Air Mozilla. We use a service called Restream, and I wonder if maybe they had a hiccup. Because, yeah, looking at my stats here, everything has been going out hunky-dory. So here's my plan. This patch is mainly just a conversation starter just to see how easy this is. And then I'm going to file a bug about it and post my kind of work in progress patch as just a way of talking about it. I don't know how controversial it will be. Probably not too controversial. But yeah, I can imagine a couple of interesting places where we could use it. Like there's some tests, for example, that use schemas. Schema backup. Yeah. And so backup schema. And we have tests. Or archive. Block. Isn't there a schema test? Test. Backup test schema. Yeah, here we go. Manifest schema. Okay, so we don't refer to it directly, but like we have to like await loading the manifest schema here. It's just a small thing, but it's like we do this kind of like annoying thing where we like get a schema for a version, we like await fetch it, and then parse the response, which is kind of annoying. And I feel like we can do better. That's one place. The other place I was looking at earlier is here, where we actually use a C preprocessor ifdef to include, to like inline some JSON into a file, which works. It works at build time, but it also means that this file as is not JavaScript compatible. It's not valid JavaScript, and so this file can't be like properly linted. Our JavaScript parsers don't know what to make of it. What's going on here? Chrome utils expected a colon. Oh, shoot! I did have that right. Yes, we did want colons here. Default. And so this is just like a little bit of sugar to expose to privileged code the same thing that now is available to JavaScript modules at large on the web. Still broken. No viable conversion from this string. Oh, I got the order wrong here as well, line 744. So that was where I got the bad information the first time, was myself. Okay. And then I just want to do like a basic test here. We're going to see if we can launch the browser. Here it's linking. Oh, warning. Variable type module type is used uninitialized whenever if condition is false. Oh, yeah. I definitely want this to be defaulting to JavaScript. So I'll do that. Good call. Thank you, warning. And so I think I'll launch the browser. Hopefully it doesn't just immediately crash on me, because we use the import ES module all over the place. And then we will attempt to load a JSON script, a JSON file. Okay, so it loads. That's good. Let us now attempt to find a JSON file. We actually are aware of some. We were just looking at some. Here's one. I believe this is a valid path. Yes. Okay. So now if I go Chrome utils let JSON thing equals Chrome utils import ES module. I'll pass the path type JSON unexpected token. token colon. Is type a special word? It might be. No, it's not. Where's the unexpected colon? So ES module, Chrome Utils WebIDL takes this dictionary. It's an optional dictionary. Global. And you pass it like that. Import ES module. You pass it a path. Comma, global. Unexpected token. So it's having a hard time parsing this. If I give it a, say, global, just, you know, that's the other one. JSON value of global member is not a valid type. Okay, so that it understands. So something's wrong, I think, in our WebIDL here with type JSON. Right, that is the syntax for how we do it with like classic imports for modules. I'm trying to do it with Chrome Utils import ES module. Current ES module type. What in the world? It's all good, Danny Colon. So why unexpected token is a syntax error when attempting to parse this line, but it accepts global. Will it not accept anything else like foo bar? Okay, but it will accept global like current. Oh no, it won't. Global. That's an interesting result. Maybe something's up with my syntax. Let's bust this out into a full multi-line scratch pad. Can we do that? There was a way. There used to be a way of doing that. Yeah, here we go. Here, I'll do it this way. Let test thing equals Chrome utils import ES module. And then we're gonna do it like this. Maybe it was just a syntax thing this whole time. Global, I'm gonna say current, and see if it accepts that. What happens when I do that? Browser crashes. Okay. All right. Ignore. So that's not good. Let's try that again. Let import thing. Chrome utils import ES module. Add string. Type JSON. Windows not defined inside of lit. Oh, you know what? This isn't a JSON file. I wanted the JSON script. Yeah, here. I wanted this. Type JSON import thing. Okay, now it's still having a hard time with that. Is it having a hard time with the URL? That can't be right. Or is it having a hard time because there's an unexpected token inside of the JSON? Like a colon that it doesn't... Is this not valid JSON? Like JSON document text content empty document body text content JSON parse. Yeah, that is valid. Let's see what happens if we supply it with something else, though, a different URL. This one, which, if we put this in, is smaller and simpler. Let's see if that is also invalid, or if it spits out the same error. It does. What if I don't give it a type? Still unexpected token. Hold on. Console.log import thing. Okay, still doesn't like it. So if I don't give it a type, it complains. If I give it a valid resource URL, how about we use this one, a resource URL, which that's a schema. What does it think of resource URLs? Still not happy. If I give it a normal script, it's fine with that. So it's the contents of the file it seems to have a hard time with, and not the URL. If I bring in anything.mjs, like is it the protocol? I tried the protocol. I tried something at the resource protocol here. I think it's having a real hard time. You know what? Let's see how far it's getting. Let's do a thing. It's 1:58. I don't know if we're going to be able to get this working in time. But let's try something. Hello? LLDB? Are you there? It's me, Mike. There we go. Let's attach to the parent process. So the parent process, how do we, we'll do services app info process ID 25376. Okay. 25376. We'll attach. Firefox uses Chromium? No, it does not. Firefox does not use Chromium. Firefox uses Gecko. Chrome URIs are from back in the day, pre that browser existing. Okay, so let us now set a breakpoint inside of Chrome utils, import ES module. Is the import ES module function still parsing things as JavaScript and not JSON? That's what I'm wondering. That is what I am wondering, if that is what's going on here. So I run, I am at my breakpoint. Get a sync loader scope. let's step into this one. Okay, fine. Import ES module. If type was passed, but type was passed. Oh, you know what? I didn't pass type. I didn't pass type in this case. Let's say type JSON. Let's try it again. Whoop. There we go. Did we A options M type? Because this is an opt build, I think that we're here. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna shut down. We're gonna do some printf debugging. Was passed. Printf parsing type. Printf type was JSON. Printf type was JS. Else printf type wasn't passed. So very run-of-the-mill printf debugging because I'm too lazy right now, and we don't have enough time to do a debug build. Smurf D says I'm lagged now. No. I'm sorry about the lag. Maybe it's Restream again. I don't know what's going on. Because OBS is saying that I've not dropped any frames. Yeah, printf debugging. Nothing shameful about that. Whatever you need to do to shake the machine to get the information out. Here. Is there a way? Yeah, here's the thing. So let us now try and execute this. Invalid, unexpected token. Didn't print anything. That is very surprising. Maybe full mock build? Is there... importing ES module. Maybe we never get here. Maybe this has to do with parsing the instruction. But I'm pretty sure we were using the, we were just using LLDB and we watched ourselves step right into that function, so why wouldn't it be? Logging, printf logging. There we go. Bunch of stuff. Okay. Let's put in some new lines. Oh, okay. Now, run. Okay, so a bunch of stuff here, and then I saw it. I saw a change. Parsing type. Type was JSON. So we are properly passing that in. And then we get this error message of unexpected token. What happens if I try and import from within an MJS, sys.mjs, and I use the deferred import mechanism? That's a question. So let's set a breakpoint inside of an MJS that I know is going to run every now and then. Let's see. Sys.mjs. What's a good one? How about telemetry feed for new tab? Add session. So when you open a new tab, we enter here. Great. So from within here, I should be able to import. And then I'm going to try to import. And then I'm going to pass it. I'm going to pass our path. A path, import. And then what's the syntax? With type JSON. We're just going to see if this works. Crash. Okay. Well, maybe it doesn't work for maybe it doesn't work for a variety of reasons, but I think I've reached my limits on this thing. What I am going to do though is file a bug. Now that I kind of have a sense of some of this stuff. JSON modules proposal. Maybe someone's already filed a bug about this. Support JSON as a module preload destination. Provide file name for JSON modules. Approve documentation for comments. Check JSON module impact. So I'm going to. That depends on this bug. Allow JSON module import via Chrome utils import ES module. Define ES module getters. Okay. Bug and friends gives us the ability to do things like from within ES modules, which is strictly nicer, which is, to me at least, much nicer than some of the hacks that we use to bring JSON information into our modules. Here are some of those hacks. 1. Using fetch to do a local XHR JSON parse. Fetch schema URL. Using preprocessor pragmas to inline JSON files in script. I know the WebCompat team does that as well. WebCompat, I think it's under what? Is it under run? Yeah, here. Here. And the built-in new tab one. There are probably other examples. But these are the first ones that came to mind. It'd be really great if we could take advantage of the JSON module mechanism. However, I suspect for most cases we'd need to access it via Chrome utils, use various module loading capabilities, since in some cases we'd load these things not within other modules, but within scripts like browser.js or some tests, perhaps some tests scripts. I attempted to wire this up locally, but didn't get anything working. I'll supply my whip strawman patch for completion's sake, but certainly we shouldn't. Someone who knows certainly somebody who has a better idea of what they're doing should take a crack at this if we entertain the possibility. Okay, so let's submit the bug. Also, I'm not entirely sure this is the right product component for Chrome Utils module loading. Please move, if appropriate, move to the right place as needed. Okay. So let's go ahead and get rid of this printf debugging. Take a look at the patch. I'm going to get rid of this printf as well. Okay, JJ commit, and then we're going to supply our bug such and such. Strawman, whip strawman patch for adding type to import ES such and such. Is show OT, that looks right. And then we'll go ahead and add a bookmark, create ROT. We'll call it import JSON Chrome Utils. And we'll have to do this hack for now, import JSON Chrome Utils from Git. There's this weird thing where this bug inside of Jujitsu is unhappy about this casing change over here, so I'm gonna just check out third party to undo it. And now I will do, I have to rebase, JJ rebase R, JJ, I'm gonna have to do that checkout again. This is very annoying. JJ rebase R, OOT, destination main, add origin. Okay, git checkout safe, no, import JS Chrome Utils, check out third party, and now mozfab. I think if I do git log, I'm on top of main, and mozfab submit single import JSON Chrome Utils whip for work in progress. Uncommitted changes present. Git diff. I said git checkout third party. Git diff. What in the world? Git status. Git log. So hold on. Git show import JSON Chrome utils. Did this patch accidentally? No, it didn't. It didn't do anything. So git reset hard. Git diff. Hey, what's going on here? Deleted files. What is happening? Git status. It's like, stop it. Stop. Git reset hard. And then status again. Git reset hard. Status. Clean. Status again. Clean. Status again. Clean. Alright. Moz fabs emit single. What was that? That was annoying. Okay. Missing reviewers. That's okay. Hey, there's some discussion in the chat. Someone says, Schizophrenic Web Developer says, is this open source? We can all contribute? Yes, Firefox is an open source project. You can contribute. And then Smurf D, thank you for providing some helpful links. And if you're curious, there's this page called codetribute.mozilla.org where you can find bugs that have been identified as good first bugs, not just in Firefox, but across a bunch of our projects. But if there's some front end ones. These are bugs that are like they have mentors assigned to them. You can find bugs in some add-ons like multi-account containers, or I don't know, in Thunderbird, the Pontoon localization platform, the JS engine, the graphics backend system, the underlying platform, DevTools, lots of stuff. AMO, Bugzilla itself. So if you're at all interested, let me put that in the let's put it in the notes. Code Tribute. Didn't get something working, but did file a bug and post a whip patch, strawman patch. And then, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna need info Arai. Hey Arai, is this the right place? Do you know if this is this the right place for this bug? And is the proposal something that SpiderMonkey is the proposal something that is technically feasible? All right. Ooh. Go back. Reload. All right. Do you know if this is the right place for this bug, and whether the proposal is something that is technically feasible? All right, let's see if there's any discussion about that. It's 2:19. There's not a whole lot of time left, and people are claiming that the stream is a little laggy. I might call it early. And then maybe next week we can take a closer look at that performance optimization. Because I've been thinking about it more and more, and it seems like a real easy win, a straight up win, and I think we should maybe go for it. An incremental win. So maybe we can look at that next week with episode 407. Sorry we didn't get to that today. I thought this would be easier. You know what? I actually thought that import ES module would already support this, and that we were just going to convert some of the existing uses of like hacky JSON loading to JSON modules. It did not occur to me when I started the stream I only realized whenever I started talking about it that there was no support for it, and so I was like, okay, well let's try and smack together some support for it. How hard could it be? Well, not easy, at least not obvious. But we posted a bug we filed a bug in a WIP patch, and we'll see how it goes. And yeah, maybe next week we'll look at this performance optimization. What'd you think of that? How was that stream? Let me know. You can use this rate this episode form. I haven't seen any questions in a while. If you have questions that you want to ask me, you can drop questions into the rate this episode form, and I will do my best to answer them on the stream. So you can ask me things about Firefox or the source code or open source software or Mozilla or anything, and I'll do my best. If I have the answers, if I can answer, I'll do my best to answer them. And if I don't know, then I don't know. But I'll do my best. And so I'm going to put a link in the chat. Link to rate this episode form. And with that, I think I'm going to call it there. Thanks so much, everybody for watching episode 406 of The Joy of Coding. Take it easy. I'll see you next week. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
The joy of coding.
See ya.